Well, good afternoon. I apologize. We're a little late starting today, but I want to get things rocking and rolling. We have Maria. Zoe is at a conference today. So, everyone, you've got Janelle from Grow, Nebraska, who's starting out the webinar. But since we're starting a little bit late, Maria, I'm just going to let you go ahead and get started and help us learn how we can get found online.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here with everybody from Grow, Nebraska. Let me go ahead and switch to sharing my screen. So let me see on screen 2. There we go. Awesome. Here we go. And if you'll find that chat box, everybody, I love to customize every session that I do for people in the room. So make sure you find that chat box. That's the best place for me to hear you. I've got that front and center here. We're going to be talking about how you can get found in search and thrive online. All right, because it's important for people to find you. They go here 84% of the time on their mobile device when they're ready to know, go, do, or buy. And we want to be there and visible for them when they're ready to do that. Now you may have, let me see here. There we go. A little bit there where it wouldn't advance. Oops. Right now it's not it. Sorry about that. It's all right. You may know me from Google, of course. You've known me since I've been at Marketech, and you've seen me with Grow with Google talking about how you can make sure that your business is visible and you can get found, be able to be found. Sorry, trying to say that too fast. Get found and to be able to grow fast on Google. So part of that is understanding the marketing journey. Now, how many of you have been in a session with me before? Let me know. I've got the chat open for everybody, and I just want to make sure you find that chat box because it's really, really important that I can hear any of the questions that you have, because I do customize every session that I do. And you know that there's a recording of this going out as well. I am not recording it this time. Normally I do record, but my recording equipment in the last webinar kind of went kind of a little bit berserk. So I'm not putting that on there to try to streamline the conversation that we're having there. So it's a little bit different than I'm used to presenting, but I do want to let you know that the recording will be with your Grow Nebraska team. All right. So make sure that you go get with them, and I'll also make sure that they have the handouts as well, so you get a copy of those. So let's talk about actually your marketing journey and truly understanding that journey, but do find that chat box because that's where I can hear and see all the questions that you have. All right. We know that it has to start from the personal standpoint. This is really important because we're marketing people to people, and understanding even if they're buying for a business or they're buying for an organization, they are still making their decision as a person. We've seen that because when you've got somebody that you've done business with for a long time and they have no like and trust with you, they will step over dollars to do business with you. So understand, in digital marketing, everything starts with that human experience and the human touch. This is important. Technology is our enabler. And you've heard me, especially even in the sessions that we had at Marketech, talk about artificial intelligence and how artificial intelligence, AI, is streamlining what people are doing, but it is the enabler. It is not the doer. So it's just the way and the tool to get there. Just like a phone is a tool, the hammer is the tool, doesn't mean that we all know what to do or how to build a house just because we have a hammer. Nor does it mean that every problem means that we need to build a house to solve it. Okay? So marketing is about creating meaning and storytelling. And for you to be a really good marketer to get found, you need to be an expert on your customer. This is critical because understanding your customer, their needs, their decision journey is part of what you need to do and know to match what it is that you provide, your product, service, or solution. So we create that meaning with storytelling, but we also create building trust and relationship. That credibility building helps when we actually listen to them and can help them get and solve their issues or their problems or their concerns. So when people are Googling and they're looking for a solution, it's on us to really understand the words that they're using, not what we think works. It's funny because I have a free membership community, and I love that because it lets me know what questions people are asking and have immediately about Google tools. But one of the questions I thought was interesting where she asked, this is what the keyword I want to be found for. So I put my keyword everywhere here. Is there any other place that I need to put my keyword? So that was her question. And my response to her was, one keyword, because usually there are several keywords, and understand keywords are not words that we want to be found for. They are the ways people seek us out. It's the words that they use, and we need to be and know what words they are. So we need to be experts in knowing those words, because it could be several words. For example, if I'm looking for business growth and business growth, business support, and business incubator, while Grow Nebraska may not have a business incubator program, so to speak, it is that same just of giving you the support that you need and providing all that you, from resources to actual experts that can help be that incubator and launch pad for you. So it's everything close to that, but I might use the word business incubator because I came from a community where business incubator is the word that are used, or that's what I found when I was Googling, that I should search out local business incubators. So understand that business incubator, while that might not be a keyword you want to get known for, it is the way people are searching, and it's important for you to know and be an expert in that. So influencing customers along the journey means that you truly do understand what it is that they're needing, okay, and what they're seeking. So understanding that journey is on us. We need to know, what piece of information do they need? Is it helpful in text, PDF, book format? Do they need that in video or audio? What is it they need to hear to avoid any pitfalls and to address the questions that they may have? Now, knowing where they're at in their journey, so knowing the journey is one thing, but knowing where they're at in their journey really will help us understand how our funnels match with where they're at. So first is awareness. If people don't know you exist, they can't do business with you. So in their journey, as they're discovering and looking for solution, are they aware that you exist? Then the next is actual consideration. Do you provide what they're looking for? Are you considered as credible, valuable, trustworthy? And then when they purchase, even though I say purchase here, and that's me going back on the fact that I have 15 years of international e-commerce experience, understand purchase is a success action that happens on your site or with you. Maybe they send you a contact form or they call you. So it doesn't have to necessarily be on your site, but it's a success action that you want to see them do that gets them closer to the goal, or you closer to the goal of them becoming a customer or client. And then advocacy really is about them promoting and referring you to other people, because if you've got a loyal customer, then it costs a lot less to have and to encourage and keep them as a long-term customer, but also to have them tap into their contact sphere and to be able to do business with people that know, like, and trust them. When you can borrow from somebody's credibility, that is tremendous, because now instead of you starting at zero credibility, so zero trust, and now having to build to 10 to even get somebody to purchase or do business with you, now you might come in at a 7 or 8 because somebody very credible who trusts them is now actually listening to them give you great words or great reviews and testimonial that they now want to do business with you. So how are you influencing your customers along this journey? Remember, awareness is them knowing you. How are you currently reaching your customers? If you are here and you feel like chiming in, you can utilize the chat box. So if you're here live, right, you might be watching the recording, but if you're here live, feel free to chime in on the chat box. How are you currently reaching customers, right? How do you help them find their answers? So how do you really show that you're the credible source to be considered? And how do you show that above and beyond your competitors, or who competes for that same dollar that they have that they would expend with you? How are you better, the better choice? Then conversion, what are you doing to turn them into customers? Again, if you're a nonprofit, you have conversions too that you need to think about. It could be that somebody's signing up as a volunteer, they're becoming a friend raiser, maybe they're becoming a sponsor of a fundraiser, or they're donating. So that could be the conversion and the first step that now you're going to take them to loyalty. Let's say somebody has donated and now you want to find out a little bit more about them. So your next order of business is to get into the relationship building aspect of working with that person to really understand what drives them, where are they interested, or what are they interested in, what are their goals, accomplished interests, and their networks, because maybe they have a company that would be a great sponsor. Maybe they have a brother-in-law who could lead a great team, for that great walkathon and really help you earn money. So there are lots of things outside of just e-commerce and purchasing that you can still consider conversion actions. Remember, conversion means a success action. And then loyalty. Do they return? Do they come back? But to me, this is the portion that people miss. And this is really understanding where their buyer awareness is. So let's spend a little bit of time on this slide because I think a lot of people don't consider this. While we might spend a lot of time on, see, go back, oops. See, can I go backwards? There we go. Wasn't working for me for a reason. So anyway, again, technical glitch. We'll get past it, right? So when you look here, this is the funnel, right? This is your funnel and them being aware of you, but it's important for you to know where they're starting at and being aware of where they are as a buyer. So what is buyer awareness? Well, buyer awareness is truly understanding where the buyer is at. So this is becoming that expert. Where's their mindset and what do they need? So number one, they could be totally unaware. They are just struggling with building a business. They are unaware that anybody could support them at all. They're just thinking, this is the way it is. I signed up to be a business owner. This is what I signed up for. This is what life is like. They could just think that that's the way it is. But number two is they all of a sudden realize that they are problem aware, going, you know what, there has got to be a better way to do this. No one can build a business this way. It's got to, how could you sleep and live without just burning out within a year or two? There's got to be a better way. So they know they have a need or desire or that there's an issue that they need to address. So that's number two, and they may be at that stage. And you understand how the language, the content that you have on your site, on your socials, on your newsletter, everything, your videos, your TikToks, your reels, all changes depending on the level of your buyer's awareness. So if your best buyer are people who are just problem aware, that may be where they need to be. And now you need to take them through the other steps, right? So they are problem aware, but now you need to make them solution aware. There are solutions for this. They don't have to just struggle or to flounder alone. There are things that they can do, like get with, the SBA, the SBDC, they can get with their local community college. There's lots of solutions, but there's something out there. Then they could be even more aware, meaning product aware. So they know there's a solution, but now they know, what, you can get with your school district, minority and business women's entrepreneur organization. You can get with a SCORE chapter. So now they're becoming aware of specific products that are part of that solution that deliver it. And maybe you, Grow Nebraska, are one of the products of that, right? So they know they have a problem, they need support. There is organizations that support out there, so they're solution aware. Now product aware, hey, you know what, there's Grow Nebraska, there's business incubators, there's women's incubators, women's centers. So they know that there's a whole bunch of different products that may provide that. But number five, this is when they know that you are the solution. Grow Nebraska, you're the solution. What do I need to do to sign along the dotted line? So you see 4 questions there at the very bottom tier where you see, what do they really want? This is important for us to get to that core of what it is that our customers want. They will always say, you know what, I want more sales. I want more sales. That's what I want. And while that's great, that's the surface level answer. That's the stuff that we chit chat about around the snacks and drinks at a networking event. We want to get to the actual core. Now, what do you really want? Well, I want more sales. Well, what does more sales mean to you? What do you really want? Well, if I had more sales, then I can expand. Well, what does expanding mean to you? Well, if I can expand, then I can get to the sales goal that I'm looking for because I do want to expand to this other area. I've had it on my list for a while, and it's something that I keep backburnering every year or thinking that I'm going to make that the goal for the year that never gets achieved. But if you get that, what is it that you really get from that? What is it that you really want? Understand this is getting to the core because we are very all practiced and experienced with giving surface level answers. So now, what is it you really want? Well, I got into business because I wanted to do this and provide this, but I wanted time freedom. I didn't want anybody to be in charge of my own schedule. And I feel like now I am working for the business instead of the business working for me. Now you've gotten to what they really want. Okay, so now you can truly help them, and all your content can say, hey, if you grew, so your content may change now. If you know that's what your potential customer really wants, then you're meeting them at their buyer awareness and saying, If what you really want is to be able to build this business in a way that still supports life and you living life and growing up with your children and enjoying those moments with them, then you are looking for support that can help you immediately get to understand how you can grow and how you can delegate and how you can discard and you can divest what it is that you need to do to run this business and have the freedom that you were looking for when you started it. See how that messaging is different compared to somebody who's totally unaware. This is just the way it is. If you start talking about that to me and I'm not aware that there's any problem yet, I'm just gung-ho and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to push this round peg through the square hole, then I'm not going to hear it. So if the messaging isn't right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all because it won't land and it won't connect with the customer. So why are you the answer to them? What is it that you provide? You have to say that in the words that mean something to them, not expect them to fill in the blank. How do they get that? Right? What are the steps to get there? So what are the avenues? These are your avenues. These are other avenues. Why is your avenue better than the other avenues? And how do you help them get that? It's important for us to answer all four of those questions, okay? So as we talk about reaching prospects and creating that awareness, right? Depending on where the buyer awareness, where they're at already. Now we can look at awareness and consideration, and it might be that we need to define our customers. So in order to thrive online, you have to get super hyper focused on knowing who your best customer is. That doesn't mean that you can't serve anybody, everybody, and somebody, but do understand that if that's what your messaging is portraying and trying to capture, then you are going to get their second cousin nobody. You become a commodity unless you can hyper focus on who you best serve. Now, does that mean that you can't serve anybody else? No, not at all. I'm with a coaching group where we talk about this quite a bit, saying, you know what, I work with service providers. Oh, I work with local service providers. Well, what happens then if somebody comes in and they have a local product, like they've got a local candy, so they're a local candy store. That means you can't help them because they're a service provider? No, I can still help them. I just don't want to miss that service provider who knows what exactly they need, and I'm going to use the words that get them there. But can I help anybody that wants to do local marketing? Absolutely, I can. I'm just not going to make your messaging about that because online that can definitely dilute all of your efforts. And for the search engines, from Google to all the search engines, because I always tell people Google's the #1 search engine, but if you do Google right, you'll get all the other search engines right because it's the #1, but you'll still get YouTube's a search engine. You've got Bing, you've got so many other tools out there, DuckDuckGo, you've got Bright, you've got all sorts of different options. But if you do right by Google, that Google feels confident in you, then other search engines will feel confident in you. So for you, do you know who your best customer is? And this is one of the hardest decisions and things for people to craft as small businesses because they really do want to serve everybody. They feel like if I just hone it down to this group, then I won't get enough. There won't be enough for me. But I guarantee you, if you are that honed in, now they will hear you and other people will hear you too and will ask the question, I know you help people in e-commerce, but could you help me too? Would you take a look at my business? Would you be able to help support me here? So get very focused on your messaging. Brand your business too. Make sure people know what your brand stands for. This is important if you don't have brand awareness. So one of the sessions I do is on how you can make better business decisions with analytics. And one of the tools is to really understand how well your brand awareness is doing. And you can see that by the kind of traffic that you're getting to your site, which are people coming and visiting your website. So is your business brand solid? Is it confident? Does the search engine feel confident in it? Are you online, easy to find? Do you listen? Do you learn from people so that you're having communication with your potential customers instead of you just broadcasting information? Okay, so it's important for us to ask those questions. Awareness is first. How are people searching for you right now, and what words are they using? If you don't know, read your reviews. And if you don't have your own reviews, read your competitors' reviews, because in their own words, they are explaining to you exactly what matters most to them in their own words. This is key. Remember, we know our own words. We know even our words that made us create either this product or service at the time, but we're no longer our best customer. So what is it that your best customer is searching for and using? When you see the words, one of the reviews that I do is a Google checkup. So I'll take people through and I'll actually look and see, you know what? Did you realize that people say that you help motivate them by providing experience-backed stories and support? Do you realize they've said that 27 times in the 40 reviews that you have? So now you know, hey, that's important because that means people are searching who can help me with experience and stories to show me how to really work this business or how to grow this business. So again, look to your reviews or look to your competitors' reviews if you don't have any, because with your competitor reviews, not only do you know and learn the words that they use, but now you also can see if there's any sweet spots for you or opportunities that they're not serving them that you could potentially serve them. Okay, so knowing that best customer, being able to brand our business. Oops, I went too fast from there. Let's go back. Brand that business and making sure that we are online visible wherever we need to be visible. So when we identify that customer, it's not just those demographics, it's also psychographics. What's the behavior? Are they anxious? Are they excited? Are they parents of toddlers, newborns, or people that are now working with students who just graduated? So now they're going off to college. Who is our best customer? Really understanding that. Are they specifically just in Nebraska? Are they in Nebraska, but specifically at the cities like at Lincoln and Omaha? Where are they at exactly? And what's their behavior? They went looking for support. They talk to their accountant. They have an accountant. They have an attorney that they work with. What is it that they're doing? Those actual actions that are signals to you that they could be good potential customers for you. All right, so your brand, understand, we've been talking about your customer, but now understanding your brand, you need to know this and be able to recite this actually in the book, Jesus CEO. So it's by the author of The Path. But there is, it says that you need to know and be able to recite your mission statement and your vision statement instantly. You don't need to be looking for your phone or reading a plaque on the wall or reading the back of a business card. You need to know it from the person that's answering the phones or doing delivery to the CEO. Everybody needs to know what that vision and mission statement is, and it needs to be core to your belief. So understand that that's important for you to have that, because now that will be exuded through all of your communication, be it your video that you're doing, your newsletter, or any content on your site. So what does your brand stand for? What is it that you do? And how is it that you help that great potential customer? Okay. So when we get online now, once we know who our customer is, where their awareness is at, where we're at with our funnel, and then also we know what our brand is, now we can start going online, right? We can utilize social, but remember, it is social before it is media. And you'll see that even with the new Meta algorithm changes, you'll see that it's giving more favor to actual social. You could be directories too. Now, be really careful because AI is definitely supporting all of search, not just Google, anybody, even Bing search. So it's supporting all of search. And because of this, not just any online directory works anymore. This is important because SEO, search engine optimization of 2023 or before 2024 is obsolete now. There are some best practices. I'm not saying that you can't use them, but you do need to look and study each aspect to make sure it works with generative search. So part of that is keyword strategy. So, and directories, just being on any directory, any citations, you'll hear that sometimes called, doesn't make sense. It has to pertain to what it is that you provide, who your best customer is. And I will tell you, those of you with Grow Nebraska, your local directories are very powerful because you have so much local strength in being associated with Grow Nebraska as a member and then utilizing your local directories. That's a great way. That's low-hanging search engine optimization fruit for you. Take advantage of local directories. I would not even look at larger directories unless you needed to. Let's say it's specific to your industry. Let's say you're a real estate agent and you know that people are shopping on Zillow. So you might do that, but be a part of your local real estate council, be on that membership, look at your local directories. How are people searching locally for realtors, and what are they using to look at that? Are they looking at the chamber list? Maybe they're looking even at the United Way people supporter list. It could be a lot of different things depending on your community. I've seen all of those in play in different communities. And then it might be online marketplaces. So that's your Amazon, that's your eBay, that's Etsy. Now, do understand online marketplaces are very closed loop. So that means that you don't get to see a lot of your customers. Try to say that too fast to get customer information. You don't see a lot of that. But now what's the strategy then? If you don't see it, how can you get it? Well, you can do creative things like put an insert in the package saying you get extra warranty, extra guarantee. We've got a discount code for you if you go to our website and register your purchase here. That's it. I mean, it's Scout's honor that you're doing it because you believe that they did buy. I mean, you're not asking for proof, but if they're seeing that and you're only sending that out in your packaging that you deliver through Etsy, through eBay, through Amazon, now it's a chance for you to start getting a personal connection with your customer. So have a strategy. Online marketplaces are great. I worked with a team that they used it as a place to launch all of their new products. So they like to do a lot of inventions. They're hyper focused on bettering different products. So they would launch new versions on Amazon, but they wouldn't have other versions there. So they would start with a new version because they wanted all the eyeballs that Amazon actually delivered to look and to test this item. But then when they were ready to sell it, or they had accessories to it, that was all on their website. And when they shipped out this product, in there was a QR code insert as well as a link saying, hey, we've got lots of stuff for you. Plus, we give you special warranty and you get free shipping if you buy from our website. So they did everything they could to start capturing the customer's information, and they were very successful at it because they were able to bring them over and use it as a place to do kind of loss leader looks. So able to market their product. But then the products that they wanted to make the most money on, or the most products that they're really selling, were actually on their website. They just use Amazon as the ability to get more visible. So making sure that you know the needs and the wants of your community is very important, because if you know that, now you can meet them where they're at. And it takes a tremendous amount of time, energy, and money to meet and try to get them to look over here. So if they're using these words and this is how they're searching, and you're trying to get them to look over here, that takes a tremendous amount of time, energy, and money, and you may never get them there. So going back to the original question that I was sharing with you as an example that was actually asked for me in our membership community is, this is the one keyword I want to get found for. Where do I need to show it? It actually needs to be flipped. And what are the keywords your people are using to look for? Don't think about the one keyword you want people to find you for. That might be a part of your brand, but now think about when you're talking about keywords, what are the words people are searching for you with? What are they using? The words and phrases. So now you look at engaging and influencing. And now really, what is it that they need to evaluate your brand? So now they've moved from unaware, now they're aware you exist. Are they problem aware? Are they solution aware? Are they product aware? Okay, because the messaging that you provide to help them evaluate could be, if I'm working with somebody who is just then problem aware, the questions I might have in a downloadable PDF are, here are some of the things that for you to consider if you feel like this is becoming a friction point for you, or this is an issue for you, compared to if somebody has now stayed further or they've been longer on my email list. Now I might consider that they're actually product aware, and I want them to be aware of us. So now I'm going to be talking a little bit more about what is it, the years of experience that I have doing this, that I have, somebody who is an expert at Google Ads, that I actually work with him. He's on team, and we work with between strategy and Google Ads. We work well together. In fact, we know that 8 ROAS is our return on ad spend is our sweet spot, and that's what we go for, and we're successful at doing that. I am happy to report that we just got a customer 10.67 on ROAS. So again, see how I'm leveling that different. No one cares about the return on ad spend if they're here and problem unaware, if that messaging is not going to land. But as I take them through and they go through the funnel and there's more buyer awareness, like for example, I have some on my email list right now who are going through expertise. What does it mean to deal with an expert, and what do you need to weigh out? Because now they are solution aware and they're even product aware, but they don't know who's the best expert. So now I'm helping them actually walk through, how do you decide who to work with if you're looking for a marketing coach? So again, they're gathering information. How are you providing that to them and helping them in their journey? So that means you've got to listen and learn. You've got to do a lot of listening and then applying what you learn from them. And it also means going back and making sure that you heard that correctly. Understand communication is always a two-way street. You're sending it out, but even though you might have the best content and the best intent, was it received that way? So the same thing back, the same when you heard something from somebody, was it received the correct way? Did you get the meaning that they had? So it's important to be able to do that, and that helps develop relationships because people see value in that. When you listen and learn, now you'll know exactly what are some of the frustrations that they're having, some of the issues. Also, how are they actually addressing that, and how can you do that better for them? Okay. So again, listening deepens those relationships. It really does. I think that when the people that are considered the best communicators are actually those that listen more. You'll see that they speak a whole lot less than anything else. So how you can understand what people are looking at right now, other than just looking at your actual reviews, is you can utilize Google Trends. It is, to me, one of the unsung heroes of all the Google tools, and everything that I'm sharing with you today, by the way, is 100% free. So this Google tool, Google Trends, can help you know what people are searching for around a topic, just in general around the United States, or maybe even a geography. So it could be, what are people searching for in Omaha, Nebraska today? And you can know whether or not your business or what you want to talk about in your business will actually meet and match what they're and where the eyeballs are already. So take a look at that. You can even look by your business. You can look on a YouTube search. So if you're looking at creating a video that's pertinent and specific to people and businesses that are in Nebraska or Nebraska based, then you can look in YouTube, the YouTube search there within Google Trends. So it looks at World Wide Web as well as specific geography, specific topics, and also it does look at specific timelines. So I can look at the last hour or specific platforms, YouTube, or I can even look at competitors, how they're finding competitors, and get some of those eyeballs looking at me. So when you communicate valuable content, those three words at the very top of that slide, that first bullet point, are critical, because it's not valuable if it's just valuable to you. It has to be valuable to the person that you see as the best customer for you, or the best potential customer. So is it valuable to them? Well, going back into what we already know about the funnel: awareness, consideration, conversion, and loyalty, or about buyer awareness. Are they unaware? Are they have a need or desire or problem? Are they solution aware? Are they product aware? Are they you aware? That's all important, because that will make the content, it'll actually guide the content that you create and decide whether or not that's valuable to them. Okay. Remember, though, you're sharing, you're not selling. This is very important. Nobody wants to be sold to, but everybody wants to buy, right? So we don't want somebody who just keeps hounding us for the sale. In fact, that sounds desperate. You want somebody who can help you go through the process and decide what it is that works best for you to get you closer to your goal. So you can do that with FAQs. Now, within your Google Business Profile, you have frequently asked questions that you can ask there. And I encourage you to do that. In fact, just so that you know, AI, artificial intelligence, search is actually leaning into that and pulling that content and those answers from there. It's a great way for you to actually show up higher too. So frequently asked questions, plus it gives helpful user content, because you're going with questions that people actually ask, and you're answering it there too. So you can ask it, you can answer it yourself. There's no penalty for the business owner doing that. And you can give yourself 1 thumbs up. Now you just need to find 2 other people that can give you a thumbs up with that. And once you do that, now you have the opportunity for that to be even pushed higher in the algorithm. You can do comparison specs, so you can help them, especially if you see that you're looking at your Google Analytics and you can see, you know what, they come to our site, they look at Meta for third-party validation, so they want reviews, they come back to our site, and now they go go look at our competitor site. If you've tagged your site well, and you can see those actions happening in Google Analytics, now you can do a comparison. Okay, you keep going to ABC company. Now I'm going to give a comparison on socials or email and say, look, these are, or maybe I have it further down on the page. This is how we stack up against them. Or it could be demo videos. A lot of videos on YouTube, 4 out of 5 are unboxing videos. So people just want to see what they're getting because so many of us are buying online. Or it could be teaching them like I'm doing with you here today, or sampling. Okay, now how do you get them to purchase, right? To convert them on the path to purchase means that we really need to look at those insights that I was just telling you. The only reason I can say, hey, we're going to do this and look at who visited our competitor site is because I've already set up to be able to track who goes to the competitor site. And I look at that insight. So when you look at how people are stuck in the funnel, it could be that they don't know what they need to do next, or they're not getting what they need to feel comfortable to be able to start whipping out something like their email address if you have them filling out a lead form, or actually buying from you, so purchasing. Or what is it that they need? If you have a loyal customer, what do you need to engage them to help be good referral sources for you? So in understanding those key actions, what is it that they need? What is it that they will help them feel comfortable? Sometimes it's just that they need another payment form, right? So it could be they want to do business with you, but you have PayPal, they only do Venmo, or they do direct deposit, or they do checks. Or maybe they have Shop Pay or Apple Pay or Google Pay, but you don't have that accessible and available to them. So we want to give them every opportunity to be able to buy from us. Remember, our job is not only to be experts in our customers, but we have to make it easy for them to buy from us. And remember what I said, buy is a conversion action. So even if you're a nonprofit, buy may mean that they're leaving their contact information for you so that they can be a good volunteer, sponsor, or friend raiser. So you can see what the different actions you might want them to do. Is it really clear on your website and everything that you're putting out there, from your profiles to your posts? Are they very clear that this is what you need them to do next? Understand, we're all busy. We get 12,400 messages on average on any given day. So we are easily distracted. So I could be very much focused on, what? I want your wicked good cupcakes, and I'm going to get them, and I'm about to order. And now I got distracted because another notice came across my screen. Now I've got that. I'm dealing with that. I come back and I thought, what was I going to do? And now I can't remember. So I don't do it. But if you reminded me that, hey, or you had a real good call to action there saying, sign up for the discount of being a new customer. Now, if I see that right away in front of me, or presented even in an email follow-up, or maybe even in a Google ad because it's tracking and remarketing who came to your site, then that will remind me on what I need to do next. So you can see there's about 7 calls to action there. Know what they are. Either calls to action work well, or calls to outcome. So what a call to outcome is you actually knowing what it is that your customer is after. When you know what they're after, then you can help them get there and not sound salesy like you want to sell your stuff, but how you either your product or your service helps them get to that outcome. So for example, I'm working with a nutritional company, and one of the calls to outcome is the get uh, get hydrated now, get high. So we actually did a whole promotion about it, and then we said, ready to hydrate, click here if you're ready to hydrate, or tap here for hydration. So we've used all those calls to action because we know that's exactly what they want. Or tap here to get to be the best summer you. Okay, because that's really the overall end goal of what they want. They don't just want even hydration. That's one of the stepping stones, but they want to be a better version of themselves. So sharing those calls to action and making sure that they're timely meeting people where they're at is really important. It could be that they need to see that 4th bullet point, customer testimonials, in order for them to buy from you. They think they want to do business with you, but they're really not sure who you are or whether or not you're credible. So they feel like they need to do a little bit more research. But when they see third-party testimonials there that really are promoting you, and they're really showing that you are what you say you are, that could be just what they need. It could be, especially if you're product-based, free shipping, just because we're all conditioned to that through different platforms, especially Amazon. We're used to free shipping. So it could be that we need to streamline that purchase process, make it easy. Remember what I said? If people are used to purchasing with a different tool, it doesn't matter where they're at. I could be waiting in the car line to pick up my kiddo. I could be in bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. If I have to get up and get my credit card to purchase from you, I may not do business with you. But if you've got Amazon Pay or Google Pay connected there or Apple Pay, then I am going to buy from you, because now you're making it super easy for me to do that. Now, with your current customers, are you asking them on what they need next? Because if you're in business, you need to know exactly what the LTV is, the lifetime value of your customer. That's an important metric, as well as your CPA, your cost per acquisition. So what cost per acquisition means, how much does it cost you with everything? Ad budget, cost for creative, the person who answers your phone, you to be able to create and write things. What does all that cost, or what does it cost to, manufacture the product, get it, from to ship over the ocean, to get drayage, which means taking it from the actual port to the warehouse and then taking it in the warehouse? What are all those costs all in? What's your cost per acquisition? And then what's your lifetime value of a customer? Because if your cost per acquisition is $95, and then your actual lifetime value of a customer is $100, that's a $5 wiggle room. That's not enough, because a lot of the accounting that you do are estimates of what something costs. You put in one extra hour and now you're expending money and you're not making money, right? So it's important for you to know exactly those two numbers. That'll help you be better in focusing, either increasing your margin or decreasing that cost per acquisition. So as you encourage customers, because we know current customers are the lowest acquisition because we already have them. They're customers. And if they can share us with a circle of friends that they influence, who know, like, and trust them, now we can get in and have the opportunity to grow that business, or get those sales, or get those donors with a least amount of cost per acquisition. Does that make sense to everybody? So take a look at that and how you can encourage them. Now, who can be an advocate? Yes, it's your current customers, but also your vendors, right? People that you work with. They want you to succeed. When you think of the referral food chain, if I go out of business, so for example, I'm a speaker, so I go out and I do training and speaking. I have a pretty good hefty dry cleaning bill. One of my referral partners who advocates for me and tells people about me helping them get found and grow fast on Google is my dry cleaner, because he'd be super sad if I went out of business one day and wasn't able to go be his best customer. So think about who eats when you eat. And then also influencers and affiliates. Those are also other ways. Those are actual built-in programs that you can put into your marketing that help you now tap into other contacts. That's more of a collaborative experience than it is something natural like employees or customers. Okay. All right. So let's go through. First, defining which of these points, where are you stuck at? Is it in understanding buyer awareness? Is it understanding where you're at in the funnel and reaching and engaging? Is it any of these 6 bullet points? Or could it be at the lower half of the funnel, from purchase to advocacy? Is it any of these 6 bullet points? Okay. Where is it that you need additional information? What is that journey? Maybe you need to learn better what your customer journey is. The key is to apply what you've learned today, because knowledge is not powerful until it's applied. All right. I want to thank you for being here today, for understanding some of the technical glitches at the very beginning. This is how you can contact me on socials. But do know that every first Wednesday, I'm back here with the Grow Nebraska team. I couldn't think of a more amazing team to work with, who is truly vested and excited about your success. They're not just vested, they are super thrilled and supportive about your success. So I am here for you every Wednesday, but this is how you can contact me if you just want to give me a shout out. You know what, Maria, I did this thing and it worked for me, or I kind of did this and saw a little bit of success. What should I do next? Find me on socials, connect with me. I love doing virtual high five gift dances in celebration for you applying exactly what you learned. And if I've been helpful to you, because I do know the value of reviews, remember what I said about third-party validation? I am going to model exactly what I teach, and that is, when you've given good product, service, or information, to ask for a review. I'd be honored for one. You don't have to give one, but I would love one, because it lets other people know exactly the experience that they will have if they connect with me as well. And I want to say thank you again to the amazing Grow Nebraska team. Let me see. There we go. I was wondering where that went off to. There we go. So we're now to Q&A. If you have any questions at all, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and stop the share, but I'm here for you if you have any questions, and I'll turn it back to Janelle with Grow Nebraska.
Thank you, Maria. Does anyone have any questions? And again, I apologize for the earlier technical difficulties. I generally don't run our webinar series. I think they're very, very important. And so anyway, but we're super glad that you were all able to join us. I do want to do a shout out that we are currently working to try to get Maria back to Marketech. Please mark your calendars. The date is March 26th here in Kearney, Nebraska at the Eunice campus. Some of you might be familiar with Social Media Examiner. We are bringing in one of their headliners from last year's conference. Her name is Chelsea Perez. She is a Instagram and video expert. She's full of energy, so it's going to be an awesome day. So please mark your calendars. We hope to see you at Marketech. Also, don't forget every third and fourth Thursday, we have some other great webinars, mostly all dealing with marketing. And as Maria said, I want to end it. Knowledge that's, is power when implemented. So that's what our goal is here at Grow Nebraska, to give you lots of great things so you can take your small businesses or business to another level. So with that, I don't believe, Maria, we have any questions. You definitely gave me a lot of, I took lots of notes. And I've been at this game a long time. I do have one quick question. So
Yes.
the one thing that you said that was really interesting to me is that SEO has really changed now with AI, obviously with this local directories. Is there any additional ideas or helpful hints you can give to us to help us, with our SEO now that AI is so important?
Right. It's actually to look at your keyword strategy. Start with
Okay.
that, because the keyword strategy before may have served us, but now it's understand that because of AI, we are asking questions more conversationally. So we don't just text in a few words. We're asking, hey, where's the best place that we can do this? So we're asking in full sentences, which means that now our keywords are more keyword phrases. And that's important for us to know, what are those words? What are the questions that people are asking? Once you have that keyword in place, now you can start making sure you have helpful content with that. Truly understanding your best customer is also important, and AI can be really helpful in that if you give it an opportunity to understand who that best customer is. So explain, do you work with who? Look at your customer database. What are some of the commonalities? And then ask AI to say, what would you say, looking into the searches that are happening right now? What are they most interested in? One of my favorite questions to ask AI is, when I do that, we'll say, what are the 10 topics that they are most interested in? And what is a great content cluster around that? And it'll come up with, okay, a blog post, a post you need to do, everything. It doesn't mean that you take it word for word, but it gives you a launch pad to start putting on your own personal stories or personal experience that will help tailor that better to really showcase what makes you unique.
Great. Well, thank you, Maria, again for sharing all your expertise from Houston, Texas. We're so excited to always have you with us. So thank you, everyone. We hope to see you Thursday, the third and fourth Thursday. Here's some great webinars. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.